Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Again, my name is Console. I'm with Listra today. And today on this channel, we speak about anything to do with the mental health, any experience we are facing on daily basis. It can be anything. Before we could go further, I want to invite Listra. We have not met for quite some times. And maybe today we're going to discover why you have not been meeting. Listra, how are you?
Constantly, I'm fine now. And I'd like to ask you what has been happening for the past few weeks?
I know. As I said, on this channel, we speak about anything to do with the mental health, and how we manage ourselves and how we control our emotions and our feelings. So for the past few weeks that we have not been meeting, I was very ill, and being ill is something that you cannot control. And also I wasn't able to meet up because my health was really, I was so down, I was so low, I couldn't do anything. And I think what I realized is that once you have a routine that is going on with you, it can be a work, it can be something you do in a house, it can be your hobby. And once it has been a time, 1 or 2 days you have not been doing it, you start feeling very awkward. And that's how I was feeling. I think I felt a little bit stressed out because I feel like I'm left out. I'm not doing my recordings, I'm not doing my meetings. And so that really affected on how I was feeling. I don't know if you've ever had any type in that, if you ever have that kind of experience, Ristra, where you're being used to something and when you're not doing it, you feel like the whole world is just collapsing for you.
Yeah, it's like losing out syndrome. It's like
Yeah,
everything is happening and but I'm not happening. I feel stuck.
yeah.
So what's going on? So you tend to miss out a lot of things and you tend to want to get involved in the things that you would get involved in, but sometimes life presents obstacles and challenges.
And
It
I
makes it
think,
difficult.
honestly, I think I agree with you because thinking about what has been happening with me is that when I wasn't feeling really well, I kind of again pushed myself. When I was starting feeling better, I pushed myself. I went back to work and I felt like I was overworking. Like I was keeping up with my own role and then also keeping up with somebody else's role. And which put me really like feeling worn out, burnout, because I was doing so much and I wasn't feeling too well. And the stress started building up. And again, my health went down again.
Yes, because that's like doing too much, especially you mentioned doing two roles. And the thing is with employers, they don't realize that they causing the staff to burn the candles of the both ends when they do such things because they're happy to get their work done. They're happy to get everything on the spot in the full stop, but they aren't willing to do anything to help. So they'll mention about employers support and all kind of thing, but do you have time to access the support?
And you know what? I even felt like I think I put myself in that situation because prior to that, I've been kind of doing two roles at the same time because someone who's supposed to do that kind of role is not there. and I'm the one covering that role. And when I requested, can I take this role? I wasn't given the role. So for quite some times now, more than 7 months to 8 months, I've been doing this role and together with my own role. And I feel like whatever sickness I have been having, it was just the reaction of being overworked. I've been working too much without maybe resting enough, and also doing things that I enjoy most, because these are the things like things that makes me feel good, feel happy, feeling lively, feeling like I'm human. I'm doing things that I love, I wasn't doing them. And so me doing that kind of work and just thinking back, I had so much regret. Why am I doing this? I'm not loving these things I'm doing. I'm doing 2 roles and I'm not I feel like I've been left out. I'm not doing things I normally used to love doing. So that we don't even realize how that psychologically destroy us until you feel you get that sickness and you are unable to do certain things, and then you start reflecting what is actually happening to you.
Yes. And the role that you were doing was it okay, so I'm just gonna ask, was it something like management?
That's right. So I myself, sorry?
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so well, it's the management role, but I myself, I'm a manager for my own. And then I was trying to do another manager role on top of it. And for the past, how many, 7, 8 months, doing 2 management role at the same time, where I wasn't getting paid for. And some of my colleagues were asking me, do you get paid for this? Because you actually work so hard. You manage covering your own role and you're stepping into someone else's role. And they were like, how can you do this when you don't get paid? I don't. And it's just like, I tried to ignore it. It's so ridiculous how our mind play, just trying to please ourselves, trying to tell ourselves, this is good, this is worth it. And actually what you're doing, it doesn't worth it. But because maybe it's just you are in that moment, you are in that situation, and you don't realize how much you're sacrificing yourself. And what I've realized, when you're doing so much sacrifice and you're leaving yourself out and you forget about self-love, self-care, you're the one who gets hurt, nobody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because recently on TikTok, this Ghanaian woman, while she was on a break, she died. So that means if you burn your end, the candles at both ends, and then when you're time to relax now, you can't relax because your body's in overgear, overdrive. So when you relax, everything collapses. So they were just saluting on TikTok because she died while she was on a break. And it's not the first time, because some years ago, this woman from Nigeria, she died on a train with her pay slip.
Wow. With a pay slip.
Yeah. Because so she got all the money, but she never lived to spend it. She died from overwork. So what's the point of us doing that to ourselves?
So I think, honestly, this is, when I hear a story like this, it makes me feel like, how much do we really care about ourselves? How much do we really think about ourselves? Well, I will give you an example. So recently, I will give you 2 examples and then you will balance. If you're in this situation, please try to think twice what are you actually doing? I myself, I'm not perfect. I just told you my story. I'm now reflecting and I'm realizing how stupid maybe I have been for the past 8 months. So one of the story is this. There is one of this man I used to work with him, and very hardworking one. And the day he went to pension, he bought a house and he had some really lots of huge money in account to spend now because he just now, he's in a pension. All the money was given. He bought a house and he had some more money still coming in. He lived in that house for 2 months. He was a single guy. He separated with the wife years back. And so I think when he separated with his wife, he was much more focused into working a lot. And when you feel like I'm gonna go home, stay in the house doing nothing. So this man was just constantly working day and night, day and night, day and night. And then when he went to pension, because the body was not used to this kind of lifestyle, in 2 months' time. So he went for shopping. He called his daughter, who's got her own home. They had a chat. And then that evening, the man passed away. It was on a Tuesday. The daughter called him back on Thursday. She didn't get a call back. She called again on Friday. The father did not call back. And she was like, something is wrong. So she went to the house. The house is locked. But then knocking, she called the work. We said, your father is not here. So the only option was to break the house with the police. The money was already gone, So, and that's one of the scenario. And then another scenario with where I work in my current role, my type of work, I work in healthcare, and the type of patterns hours are long hours. So we do 12 hours shift. And you see that there are some people who want to work from Monday to Sunday. So the only way we manage to stop these people is just to give them at least 2 days off per week. So which means there is a limit. You cannot do more than 5 days. But you see people are doing 5 days in a row. And you just thinking, when I just check the rota, the map, how the pattern of shift people have booked, it amazed me. What are you really working for? Take a break. Do some self-care. Look after yourself, because it's not all about money. Trust me.
And they also, when I was working, they also would take shifts on other wards. So even though they work forever on your ward, they're still taking other shifts on other wards. So how they have to manage themselves? You can't manage them all the time.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult, but the only thing that I like with the trust I work in, if you book a shift in any other trust, it will show on the map. And if you're trying to put more than shifts that are not there, that you're not supposed to do, they are not going to go in. But we've realized that people go on a different outside of our trust so that they can work 7 days. But what are you thinking? To do 12 hours shift for 7 days? What is your future? What are you looking at? What kind of a future are you building up when you're not looking after yourself now?
They're just looking after the tax man because the tax man wouldn't take it all. What extra would it worth? $500, like £500 extra?
Yeah.
Because the tax man take 1,500.
Yeah, honestly, I think if there is anyone out there who may have been in this situation, feeling like you're doing so much that you shouldn't be doing, and even if you're doing it, you have a reason, please do it. If you want to do it for 1 month, for 2 to 3 months, do it and get it done. But don't do 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. You're damaging yourself. You're destroying yourself. Look after your health first. Yeah.
Because even if you have physical health to maintain, you have a mental health, you have your relationships, and who knows, the guy with the relationship problem who's been working, probably that was the reason why he and his wife left each other, because they were not able to spend time together.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I think in with people works in healthcare. There is a problem of relationship problems because couple end up not having time for each other because you're doing long hours shift. Maybe your partner doesn't do that type of hours. Maybe they do 9 to 5. And so by the time you come home, your partner has already gone and there is no time for each other. So you see that there are so many of single fathers, single mothers. And I remember one of them approached me when I just started my career and she said, Konso, I separated with my husband when my children was in this particular age. And because I was just working, constantly working, I had so much energy as you are. And what I felt was to work and work and work. And now I've lost my marriage. And she was telling me that I should think twice when I think about work and I need to balance my work and the family lifestyle, which is
because especially when you have children, that's another role.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because having children is a full-time job in itself.
Exactly. Yeah. Wow. Anyway, it's a journey we all go through before you could learn. You need to go through something and then have insight of yourself, reflect, think about what you're doing. If you are lucky to realize you're doing a mistake, that's great, which some people takes a short time to notice it. Some people takes longer. Some people, their health shut down because of what they have been doing, and then they realize they need to change. So I think is everyone journey, is everyone process. But I would just say that every time think, are you having quality time to yourself? Are you having quality time with you and your family? Are you feeling fulfilled and enjoyment? Are you feeling satisfied? Are you feeling like you're working for somebody else? You actually sacrifice your time for somebody else who don't care. So those are kind of things, kind of question you need to always constantly think about. Thank you.
And think about, do you need to do that extra shift? Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because sometimes you may feel guilty because you want to do, because nobody else to do it and you want to help, but are you really helping? You're not helping yourself. The institution is not alive. Even if you're not there, they'll find somebody to do it. So let them find somebody to do it now. Because
Yeah,
you're not available.
exactly.
Right.
Wow.
So although this is not the end, but just to let you know that you can give your comments, subscribe to the channel to get more, press the notification bell, and give a like. So remember to subscribe if you want more videos into
Yeah,
inbox.
definitely.
Every time
And
we post a
also,
video.
if you want to get involved, please get in touch so that next time we can call you on here so that we can have a chat. Please do that.
Yeah, because it will be good to go live so that people can get involved.
Yeah.
And discuss these issues. Because I'm sure that we are not the only ones who experience these. A lot of people do. and you
Definitely.
do not get the opportunity to talk about it. So
Yeah.
this is your opportunity.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you on our next video. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody.